Guruji speaks of 5 stages of development. In the second stage, the third eye opens. You can see countless planets, kingdoms of prophets, devis, and so on. The limitlessness of creation is experienced here. The light of the Maya, the material world in which we live, can be seen everywhere. This is where the journey of a person who follows the classical yoga path ends normally. It should be noted that the personal nature, the spirit, is formed and saved in the 5 classes by hearing, seeing, tasting, smelling and scanning. Especially by words, not as pronounced words, but mental waves that initiate a spiritual exchange with oneself within. Physical and breathing exercises can only numb the mind and not connect with the divine. Many in the Western world today are satisfied with this state of mind, probably often because they don't know that there is an even higher goal. It's natural that people seek to balance the daily challenges of our modern world. Some go to the gym and feel redeemed from everyday stress, for example. Then the following information is stored in the third shell. To recover from stress, I need sport. It keeps me fit and free from the hectic day. Okay, mostly only for a few hours. On the other hand, if we ask alcohol-dependent persons what helps them to counteract the stress, they will probably point to their personal miracle center, the bottle. If the addict now wants to separate from alcohol, therapeutic action is imperative. There, therapy tries to rewrite the stored information with the consent of the addict in such a way that he or she can reject the bottle with the increased willpower from the reprogramming. This requires words or letters. Others yearn after a stressful day for the asanas in conjunction with pranayama. Here, too, one feels light, free, and stores this positively in one's own. Some go further. They linger in this stunned state, are asked to ignore the waves of thought and manage to go deeper into themselves through daily practice. If one day it is possible then to keep the energy inside, that means to severely restrict the connection to the outside world, and thus to reject the waves of thought, the following happens. The energy that enters the body openings, such as eyes, nose, ears and so on, and also feeds the mind, is fed directly into meditation. With increasing intensity and practicing over many months or years, one enters the level of deep meditation. The spirit rests here. The feeling is incredible. The lid is on the glass. But what happens under the lid, the inside of the glass? The old spice mixture is still floating and bubbling. Because when David, Ina, John, Patty and Lino get out of the stand again, dedicate themselves to the everyday challenges, and the lid slips off the glass again, the thoughts flow again. The behavior of the individual has not changed. However, superpowers are likely to be added in the second stage of development. So you can imagine that there is a very great danger in this state of affairs. For once the third eye or the 10th gate is opened, every desire that is carried out mentally will manifest itself. With an unchanged mind, with the usual ego, the consequences are unpredictable. Instead of shortening the path, one falls again and again in the rebirth. Getting someone out of this dilemma is almost impossible. The Mayan bliss, rapturous cosmic sounds, contact with higher realities and beings from other dimensions, desires that are immediately fulfilled, superhuman powers, and serving supple beings with extraordinary powers, just to name a few, only expand the ego. If in case there is a rush of students around such a person, the possibilities of this stage of development, Gian Khand, have been wasted.